Hey, Trainer Plants every day. Jordan Scholl coming at you from the Bluestone Lab today. The Bluestone STEM Lab today. First one in here. Didn't have to pick up a guy, take him in. The boss man. Didn't have to pick him up, bring him in. One of them, anyways. And so I'm just kind of sitting here. It's been a while. I like to sit here in the morning and get here a half hour, drink some coffee, smoke a cigarette, do whatever. Just gear up, think about my day, how I'm gonna lay that out. Usually, it's a big help. The notation is obviously from the Marines Hand-to-Hand Combatives Trainer's Guide. If you got 15 minutes, use it. Do some research. What are you planning out for the day? Is it takedowns? We'll do a little time to think about your takedowns. Well, it's no different here. We're just using the quantum nature of a thing and we're applying it differently. It's all efficiency, it's all space and time management, micro movements as much as frame for frame micro movements and how you want to set that up. So I got to get here in the morning. I'm the first one in here, and I'll probably be the first one in here. Get the doors open and get the hoses going, the forklifts going, and all that good stuff. We've been here a year, so it's pretty good. I got to generally set up. My setup's pretty good. I'm running some 1x2s today. Nothing special, nothing fancy. I got some of them done outside already. I got to get a count on them going. I got a pallet started inside. I got some stock from the order I was running last time. That's got to go out. I got the yard's it's a little out of control right now, but nothing too unmanageable and in working progress. Little things you got to do while you're working your set. I mean, it's nice when you can just, all right, it goes to this, it goes to that, but that's stone dock for you. Unless you have devoted positions to, run and rerun stuff and, it's essentially an overburden problem. Just like digging it in the ground, you might have to dig 10 feet. You might have to dig 20 feet. It's just one of them things you don't really know. The mountain still applies those rules, even though it's in the hands of the mechanics and in an industrial setting. The mountain and overburdening problem still goes through until you finish, until it's done and you've worked all that material and you've separated it all down into, even though it's good workable stock, we're going to save that stuff for other stuff, or if it's just pattern stock, kind of something a little jacky, something a little cracky, you're mixed bagging blocks together for single slabs that you got left together at the end of a set. You get a few of them out there, and eventually you go out and grab some of them. You'll either grab one or two of them as you need, hopefully chew that up, or you'll get an issue where you get 5 or 6 of them laying around the yard and you got to take some time to put them all on a pallet, look at them, split it, put it together, and then you got one good pallet of pattern run you got, or one good pallet of stock slabs for bigger pieces that you're going to want to get, just because you can't always guarantee, especially on something like treads or something like that where you're thermaling heads and ends, that you're not going to catch a reed even though the face is clean. So you gotta work with those issues. But 1x2s, they're no brainer. I can take pattern rock for it. This is inch stuff. I can slam that table out, get big counts out of it. A lot of that's going to be able to be flipped and burned real easy. So if the face isn't good, I'll get a second chance on the second side, or any kind of rerun that's going to go for it's going to be a 1x1 or garbage. So I don't have to worry about anything like, oh well, it could be a 17x1, but it's 17.5 on the half inch at 18, 1x6, so 17 instead of 18, 1x6 is 18. Anyways, we'll get the motor going, get the beast fired up this morning. We'll get going here, and that's my kind of game plan, and then just steady kind of pound out some 1x2s on the saw. Go out here, pick out some stuff that I got together that's already the size, and just sort it to make sure it's clean. And because if it's on one of these pallets, I probably put it out there for a reason. One, I might have cut it and just didn't have a pallet for it, or it wasn't conducive to the order. I was cutting 2x2s and I had 3 foot of stock, so I just nipped off the back end to, because that's all it was ever going to be. So that might be on a pallet with my recuts, because I'll bring them all in there. I got 2 or 3 of them in there I have to cycle through. I got some bigger material that's on a recut pallet. I'll get 2x3s and I'll get The way I cut it, I can get 3 pieces out of that stuff, depending on if it's a recut or not. So I might get 1 or 2, but I'll slam them all together, separate them, organize them, put them to the table like that. Be burning stock on the line while I'm doing all that, and running and gunning. Just tearing it up. So that's the game plan in the morning here. Get this thing going. Should be a decent day today. I should knock out this pretty quick today. And get another one going. Get another one started up. Get a secondary setup for whether I'm running 1.5 or 2 inch, or whether they want me to jump on the 7-inch stuff with the other guys. That's not usually what I do on my saw, but they like to run me for volume games and things that need to be finished out, and before they go to the other finisher for rock facing or whatever. A little bit of those kinds of things, because I have a good setup on that game there. And those other guys, they do really good too, but their sets are a little bit more conducive to the volume game, but they do all that other stuff too. The 3 big sawyers we have in here right now, we pretty much do our own sets. We go outside, we pick material, we color, grade, and things like that. We size, we burn our own stock, we finish our own stock to a certain degree that we have in our operation for the time setups that we got. I mean, if we can thermal it before it gets rock faced, that's what we do. Checks for reeds and everything like that before it goes to the other finisher, and then we wind up getting slammed because we reset our order to it. Now we have to jump to 1.5 from 2 inch, and you got to bring in a piece and do all that other stuff. It's just more efficient that way. So that's the game plan. That's what we'll be running. It's still a little dark this morning. Got the lights on. That's what I like. Get this thing going. Drink some coffee and have a good day. Do something important. And remember, this is no such thing as general labor. This is general relativity. Everything causes a cause and effect system. Especially in places like this. And stone ducks are usually a force multiplier on that idea. One guy, everybody here, they have their own model, they have their own system, but realistically, even though you're a sawyer over here doing something, or another guy over there has the big saws or the thermaler, and they're not really directly connected independently to their individual positions or job titles. This is general relativity. It's a gear works of the planetary sun and planet gear inside like a drill. They're very connected with each other. One person slacks on that chain, they don't get as much done, the yard doesn't get as organized, their stuff isn't finished, and it can absolutely cause a problem, and the slack in the chain and those things. So take some time to make sure that you're grinding consistently, and if you can, go above and beyond. It's not always about the pay. Sometimes it's about the information. Sometimes it's about gaining responsibility. People would pay to have clout in terms of responsibility, big bucks. I mean, you can get it by grinding. You can get it by cranking the wheel on general relativity, thinking about your moves, and just physically pounding them out. So keep that stuff in mind. Keep on grinding. Catch you on the next one.